the most predictable night, unpredictable night in IWC history. It is Reloaded 5.0. Joe Dombrowski here with the returning Benjamin C. Steele, filling in for Jay Words and Farnsworth. BC, you picked a good night to come back.
Joe, what an amazing night to come back. We got Reloaded 5.0. What a great night it is for you to be here with me, and what a great night to kick it off with the man dime Elijah Dean with the Arquette entourage, obviously, as we see at ringside.
Katie Arquette, IWC Women's Champion. We'll have to deal with the reset button later tonight. Calvin Couture, and what is he wearing, or what is he not wearing?
Well, Joe, that is actually handmade in France.
His opponent approaching the ring from Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 206 pounds. The American Daredevil, Johnny Smash.
Also, want to give a shout out to Jay Worthington Farnsworth. He's actually doing some charity work.
Is he?
Yes.
Well, I thought him just not being here was charity enough, but be that as it may, Johnny Patch is the American Daredevil, and there aren't many more daring things to do in pro wrestling than enter a battle royal in your rookie year. Patch not only entered, he won the thing, and man-dime Elijah Dean was very upset leaving the Pittsburgh Pro Wrestling Classic that people were talking about Johnny Patch and not him.
Joe, we see a lot of individuals here in IWC start off their careers together. We think of guys that trained here like DJZ and Gory, and I think of two guys that really cut their teeth in the wrestling business, one CM Punk and Colt Cabana, a name familiar to a lot of people.
And those rivalries you just referenced were really rivalries that started in a specific region and grew throughout the country and brought out the competitive best out of both athletes. And we have to mention as well the agent to Katie Arquette, Justin LeBar, at ringside as well.
Well, Joe, it's very important when you're a superstar to have a quality agent like Justin LeBar.
I notice mum is the word from BC Steel on that one, as I've heard some speculation that you and LeBar maybe didn't get along that well last year, but we'll press that story at another date, because right now it's Dean and Patch not getting along well right now. These two have, no offense to anybody, Ben, been the standout prospects of this year's ICWA training class. Who would you say has impressed you the most?
Well, I got to tell you, with Man-Dime Elijah Dean, there's just something that I like about him. He's got that, shall we say, era about him. That aura about him.
Oh, nice snap power slam into the senton.
There's just something about him, and I would have to say that aligning himself with the Arquette entourage, and obviously Justin LeBar himself, that just adds to it. I mean, he's gonna have ability, he's gonna have his name in the papers, and he's gonna have fashion.
No comment on the chants from the crowd at the Courttime Sports Center. Spillover, crowd standing room only, not a chair to be had in the building. We're lucky we're sitting down.
Well, that's because I hit these earlier. Oh, wait a minute.
I knew you wouldn't pay the admission fee. Nice DDT by Elijah Dean. On top, 2 count Elijah. Didn't notice that Johnny Patch had gotten the foot on the rope. You know, Man-Dime competes with a confidence, and again, that aura you mentioned, as if he's a seasoned pro, as if he's a veteran. You wouldn't realize looking at him that he's been wrestling less than 6 months.
Well, absolutely. He's light years ahead of where a lot of young wrestlers start from, as is Johnny Patch for that matter.
And Patch, again, he's the Dr. Dare of professional wrestling, always throwing caution to the wind. Never been a risk he didn't take, and going series of springboards, great hang time. springboard, back elbow connects.
Joe, you and I have seen a lot of rivalries here in IWC. And I'll tell you, this is exciting as any as I have seen.
This is the only matchup tonight, to my knowledge, that will not be contested via the reset button, IWC Championships, and the debut of the 16-bit challenge. Everybody's got to have their head on a swivel. We have seen athletes backstage, and for those that aren't aware of how the reset button works at Reloaded, there's an open door policy tonight. Anybody can come in, whether you are with IWC, never with IWC, haven't been here in years, WWE, WCW, doesn't matter. You can come and insert your name into the hat, so to speak, into the system, the computer system that will randomly draw all the opponents here tonight to a kick out based on the names available in the back. There are people I've seen backstage I never thought I'd see in IWC. People back there I thought I would never see again. And you at home may get a glimpse of them, may not. It's all in the fate of the reset button.
When you think of some of the names that the reset button has chosen, Tommy Dreamer, the franchise, Shane Douglas, Gilbert, Virgil of all people.
How about Dan Hooven? He was our photographer until the reset button chose him. Who knows? We could see Howard Kernatz in the ring tonight. Neckbreaker to count only, and man time half a count away.
We'd have to wonder, I mean, if you're the champion, you're going in at a disadvantage.
But you know what? If you're the challenger, you are too, because you don't know what match you're going to be in. You don't know what title you're going to face. You don't even know if you're going to have a match.
Well, that's true. That's a very good point.
It's who's going to adapt and adjust to the moment.
I mean, could you imagine Wardlow?
Patch adjusting.
Could you imagine Wardlow taking on you?
Excuse me?
I'd do this whole show myself.
I didn't think of it like that.
Man, you missed me. I'm so glad to be back.
Actually, I'd be out here till the Wardlow match, but be that as it may. Oh, Calvin got involved.
Uncalled for.
And Patch quickens the pace. Oh, Calvin got it again.
Come on, that was twice.
Didn't listen the first time. Oh! There's a wake-up call. Manton gets the victory.
Joe, that would be the Man Dime makeover, and certainly he just made over Johnny Patch's face right there.
First one-on-one victory for the Man Dime that I'm aware of, and a bit of retribution in the eyes of Hollywood Couture for Man Dime coming up short in that Battle Royal. What do you think this means as far as determining, for lack of a better term, who's the head of the class?
Well, as of right now, if you're asking my personal opinion, I'm going to have to give at least the momentum of these two to Man Dime Elijah Dean. And Joe, as I said earlier, with Katie Arquette, Calvin Couture, and Justin LeBar motivating him and watching his back, the sky's the limit.
I'll tell you what, though, the stakes were just raised, and nobody likes that environment more than Johnny Patch. But your victor is the Man Dime Elijah Dean with entourage in tow. Will be an omen of what's to come later when Katie Arquette meets the reset button.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please welcome our Olympic gold medalist, WWE Hall of Famer, and Pittsburgh Zone, Kurt Angle.
Well, the familiar chants are a compliment in a most ironic way. But Kurt Angle has been Pittsburgh born and bred from day one, Olympic gold medalist, some 13-time world champion, and yes, WWE Hall of Famer, the guest of honor here tonight. Just to show you how unpredictable Reloaded is, Kurt Angle's very first appearance in IWC Wrestling, and he had a line nearly out the door to meet many of these fans a little bit earlier on.
You know, when you think of Pittsburgh wrestling, this guy is one you'd have to put at the top of the list.
Never thought I'd say I love those words. As all of you know, I'm Kurt Angle, and I'm a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I will to personally welcome all of you to IWC. They have an incredible show planned for you. I'm so happy to be here tonight. I decided to come out here and show my support, but I basically came out here right now just to thank each and every one of you for being incredible wrestling fans. You're the ones that make this thing go, and I'm very grateful for all of you. I love you all, and that is true. It's damn true. Thank you, guys.
Well, you know Kurt Angle will be watching as the reset button determines the fate of a locker room full of hopefuls. Kurt once found himself a young athlete with a dream, and now he watches on as the next generation shows Kurt Angle in the world what IWC is all about. Well, we are kicking off the reset button with one of the most prestigious championships in IWC, and a champion that has never faced a night like this as the defending champion.
Introducing first making his way to the ring, from Atlanta, Georgia. He weighed in at 174 pounds. He is the IWC Super Indy Champion, the Arquette,
Gresham has turned back every challenge that is contested for the Super Indy Championship. Most recently, the likes of two former champions, Gory and Bostic. But tonight,
and now for the challenger, we turn to the reset button.
Could be anybody. Let's see. Well, wait a minute. This is obviously not the reset button mechanisms.
Well, Joe,
It's a noise far more annoying. It's still in Bostic.
dare I say it is better than the reset button, in my personal opinion.
And Bostic is decorated in gold, Indiana State champion and welterweight champion, but he wants the trifecta. He wants the Super Indy title added to that list, but he wasn't selected by the randomizer of the reset button. What did he do to his hair?
Excuse me, the champ's here, little man.
Little man.
Why do people gotta live in the past, Joe?
It just happened.
Now, for those that weren't here last month, I won the #1 contenders match for the Super Indy Championship that is mine.
Bostic defeated Gory under controversial means.
This whole reloaded thing is not gonna happen. That reset button isn't gonna happen because I'm out here to get what's mine, and that's that belt right there.
Oh, well, there you have it.
No, that's not how this works.
Well, did you just hear what Bostic said? There we go.
Hold up. Listen, my man, I know it's true. You won the #1 contendership to his Super Indy Championship last month, but you know the rules. And Reloaded, that's getting put on hold because we're hitting the reset button. Now listen, your name's in there. Maybe you'll be picked. Maybe you won't. But who's ready for the first reset button of the night?
If that reset button doesn't land on Dylan Bostic, there's gonna be hell to pay tonight. And after I do that, I'm gonna have one question for everybody here in Elizabeth, PA, and that's who sucks now?
All right, gentlemen, hit the reset button.
Here we go. Who's it gonna be? He's back!
Making his return to IWC from Erie, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 216 pounds. Big League, John the
And Dylan Bostic not taking the news well. A mid-aisle confrontation, but Bostic's got to get out of here because just like the entrance music says, push that button, microwave oven. The button landed on John McChesney. Here tonight, he is back after a lengthy absence.
Well, Joe, when you think of the IWC Super Indy Championship, since March of 2002 when Super Hentai defeated Christopher Daniels, a match I refereed, by the way, the Super Indy Championship has been a who's who of professional wrestling, certainly here in Pittsburgh, and you're looking at the man that has been the face of that championship multiple times over.
I believe McChesney has been a 6-time Super Indy champion. That is a record that McChesney himself could top tonight.
Bostic did not seem happy.
You don't say.
No. And an unhappy Bostic is
Maybe you looked in the mirror.
You're salty. Nice to see that you haven't changed.
Well, we'll see if John McChesney's changed. It has been some 18 months since we've seen McChesney in an IWC ring, last time here, defeating Adam Cole, baby, for the championship, fighting through a torn labrum and bicep, 6 anchors in his arm and shoulder, holding him together right now, is John McChesney. We have not seen him in an IWC ring since, and what a way to come back as far as testing yourself.
Well, absolutely, and if Jonathan Gresham is aware of that, that can spell major problems for John McChesney. You know, Jonathan Gresham is a technician's technician. He will dissect, he will pick apart, and he will find his spot. And that's what he's the IWC Super Indy champion right now.
Gresham said at the end of his Super Indy championship victory, he wasn't going to be content until he defeated all the best former Super Indy champions to prove he truly was best of the best. And DC, if you're going to name the best Super Indy champion of all time, I think many people's lists would be topped with John McChesney.
I'd be hard pressed to argue with that. And Jonathan Gresham, a lot of people have said, is the best technical wrestler in the world today. We've certainly seen that here in IWC and all around the world for that matter.
I would agree with that. I saw in person in New York City, Jonathan Gresham and Zack Sabre Jr. at Ring of Honor Final Battle, and that matchup was move for move, toe-to-toe. It could have gone either way. Sabre Jr. has that reputation to be the best technician in the world. Gresham may eclipse him in time, but will McChesney eclipse Gresham here in McChesney's home?
I want some noise, Pittsburgh.
McChesney's first Super Indy title win was some 14 years ago. Can he go back to the championship that propelled him to superstardom when he beat the likes of Low Key and CM Punk?
Jonathan McChesney, no stranger to taking on big opponents, no stranger to big main event style matches. That's what he has right now against Jonathan Gresham. And McChesney looking a little flustered right now, if I do say. That's another thing that Jonathan Gresham can do. He can get you off your game in a hurry.
Another thing Gresham's great at is endurance. And we saw Gresham go to these Super Indy finals 3 years straight. And if you add up cumulative ring time in Super Indy history, Gresham is near or at the top of that list. McChesney's had a couple of matches since the layoff, but certainly you can't expect him to be in peak ring shape quite yet. McChesney will have to use those veteran instincts.
Absolutely. We know that these two have been on the same shows, but we're going to have to see, do they know one another's moveset? Do they know what they're prepared for? And I don't think McChesney knows what to make of that right now.
Well, Gresham trapping the leg. Gresham almost voluntarily in a defensive position, trying to bait McChesney in here. If Gresham can pick that ankle or that leg, which he was not successful in doing, I think Gresham's got control of the body. And Gresham just clasped the arms of McChesney. with his feet and leg strength. McChesney ducks to the shin and then up high with a drop kick.
You know, one thing that you can do with McChesney is you can get him angry. You can get him fired up, and that could be to his benefit or his detriment. You should see how that plays out here tonight.
McChesney also the longest reigning IWC champion in history in terms of cumulative days. McChesney's name is firmly entrenched in the IWC history books forever. And notice Gresham focusing on that arm and shoulder, and McChesney just audibly complaining about the pain he's in at this point. And if anybody's going to re-injure a part of your body, it's going to be Gresham.
Absolutely. McChesney on the show for a long time. And unfortunately, we could see him put right back on there if Jonathan Gresham needs to.
Gresham bending back, full extension of that arm and shoulder in the opposite direction it's meant to go. And notice the body position of McChesney. He is nowhere near a rope and being contorted in ways he probably never thought possible. Look at this! Shoulder down, and McChesney barely escapes.
You know, if you're a chiropractor or an orthopedic surgeon, Jonathan Gresham could give you a lot of business.
Yeah. Now Gresham keeps a hold of that foot and lead up the podiatrist.
You're going to need a lifesaver if you're John McChesney.
Well, he's not going to get thrown one at this point in time, that's for sure. Gresham will smother you with offense, and referee CJ Sensation in close conflict. He himself a former reset button competitor.
Absolutely. We could see that again tonight. Got him a referee shirt. Indeed.
I hope we don't get that desperate. Now McChesney, shoulders trapped again. I noticed how Gresham can switch directions and switch tempo at the drop of a hat. He's so give yourself a month. He's near impossible to prepare for. Now give yourself a minute and a half as John McChesney had.
You know, you can have all the time in the world. It's almost hard to prepare. But you mentioned he can change direction. He can change speed. He can change his offense mid-offense if he wants to. He's just that good. And I got to say, I don't want to question John McChesney, but I think that audible, or the verbal command earlier on the shoulder might come back to haunt him, because now Jonathan Gresham has an advantage.
Certainly not something that I think McChesney did consciously or knowingly, just an impulse reaction to the pain he was in. And certainly when an athlete comes back from injury, you know that part of the body is going to rent some space in their head, at least at first, before you really test it out. And this is a lot more than a test. This is put McChesney through hellfire.
Well, it certainly could be a final exam of sorts.
And notice every bit of contact, McChesney just gasping out in pain.
And that's the second time we've seen John McChesney go for that super kick. If I'm John McChesney, my mindset is going to be, I have to end this quickly before Jonathan Gresham can start to break me down.
You got to point out that Gresham put his own body between McChesney and the rope. McChesney attempted to slam. Gresham held on. So that octopus nickname, when you're in the ring with Gresham, it's almost like it's got 8 appendages grabbing at you at all times. You can't break free. Gresham reverses, went for the deep arm drag. McChesney able to sidestep, but now McChesney eggs on Gresham an answer.
And I'll tell you, I've been at ringside as close as a view as you can possibly get against Jonathan Gresham. You can't get a hold on him. You can't tell what's going on.
I noticed McChesney had a great attempt to go into the cover, but McChesney hesitated because of the shoulder.
Well, at some point, John McChesney is going to have to make a personal or a business decision. Is he going to go for the win, or is he going to worry on that shoulder?
Well, we've seen McChesney have to pop that shoulder back into its socket multiple times during that Adam Cole matchup. And as that arm continues to hang more and more limp as we go on, we're having flashbacks to that Northern Lights on the bridge, 2 count away.
And Joe, you think of everything that we got going on tonight, we're just getting started. And we've got this John McChesney taking on Jonathan Gresham for the IWC Super Indy Championship.
This goes to show you anything can happen. McChesney on any other night would have to work his way up the rankings, perhaps go through a Super Indy qualifier into the tournament. But the reset button can change lives.
You know, for some guys, this may be their 1 in a million shot, their 1 in a million opportunity that they get here tonight.
Absolutely, somebody could become a hero.
Well, we'll see if McChesney can do that. He's one-armed and dangerous right now. But you know, John McChesney is dangerous with one arm, but when you're in there with Jonathan Gresham, you got to be firing on all cylinders, working at 100%, or you're going to pay for it.
It's one arm versus what feels like 8 arms. But McChesney keeping the wind away from Gresham and keeping Gresham off his vertical base. Notice Gresham back to that defensive stance. And again, wrenching that arm and shoulder. And anytime he does, McChesney stops his tracks.
Well, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to tell where you're at in a matchup. Is my opponent as hurt as he's letting on? Is he playing a little bit of possum with Jonathan Gresham? You always got to have that question in the back of your mind. Where exactly am I? What's coming next?
And McChesney muscling Gresham back into the corner. And Gresham! Missile drop kick, nicely done. But notice that Gresham now showing signs of weakness favoring the lower back.
Well, if you're going to pinpoint something, you got to go for the lower back. Joe, I don't know if you know this, but your back kind of is everything. So no matter what movement you're making, you're going to feel it.
Gresham favoring the ribs as well. A part of the body McChesney zeroed in on a number of moments ago. Both men back to the vertical base about the same time. I noticed Gresham zeroes back in on the arm and shoulder. And McChesney the ribs. Both men know the other's weak point, who can exploit it the best.
What smart strategy by both men, no doubt about that. You know, how does Bostic feel right now? I would like to get an exclusive.
Probably unjustly offended. How does Gresham feel? How's McChesney going to feel in a second?
Oh, there may be no man that chops harder than John McChesney.
Those chops are what helped bring McChesney to his first Super Indy title reign.
Big league, no doubt about it.
A gut check and a half for the Super Indy Championship.
Joe, these two could just go all night.
Oh. Into the roll-up to Calloway.
And you know, we just thought it right there. McChesney thought Jonathan Gresham, wait a minute.
Backside, quick drive upward with those legs. Gresham trips McChesney. Shoulders down, reversal, cartwheel. TKO. A McChesney specialty. Will this be all? No. My God.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, you think Jonathan Gresham is going to go for something, you protect, and then you end up getting rolled up. But we just saw McChesney do the same thing. Gresham thought he had him. McChesney said, no way.
You can see the desperation on the face of John McChesney, who may be realizing that while the heart is willing, the body may not have the longest to go in this match at least.
Okay, McChesney has stated that he's 100%, but I wonder, is that window dressing or is that to hide something?
Oh, that super hit counter. Gresham drives up, but couldn't put him away.
But Gresham held on.
The Maestro Cradle got him, no. Gresham ducked the first, ate the second. John McChesney's done it!
Here is your winner, and IWC Super
We saw McChesney go for it early on in the matchup. The super kick is what he was going for. May have taken him a few times, but he got it, he connected, and he's the new Super Indy champion.
Not just the Super Indy champion, the 7-time Super Indy champion. Big League breaks his own record, and the same championship he was proudly fighting for when his career nearly ended 18 months ago. McChesney comes full circle, returns home and recaptures it. And Gresham wanted an answer if he could beat the greatest champions of all time. On another night he may have, but this night was big leagues. No shame in Gresham's reign as champion. The face of Super Indy completely changes into 2019. McChesney back where perhaps he's always been most comfortable. The title that made him what he is today. But we're just getting started. So much more to come, and every champion still at risk.
Joe, this
making her way to the ring, being accompanied by her entourage. From Beverly Hills, California, straight from the red carpet. She is the current IWC Women's Champion, the Queen of the Silver Screen, Arquette.
Lendl was interrupting me. I was going to make a really good point.
First time for everything.
Now you're disrespecting me. I was going to say how great it is that Katie Arquette is the IWC Women's Champion. And it's nice to see that Mandime and Calvin Couture had a time to change. They both look fabulous.
What does their fashion have to do with Katie's odds against the reset button? I'll give Katie credit. Won the IWC Women's Championship, defeating Britt Baker. David Arquette there as the presiding official. One of the most memorable moments, not just of the year, but in recent history of IWC. But will there be a sophomore jinx? Will Katie Arquette fall victim to the reset button? Nothing LeBell can do to save her from now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, her challenger will be chosen via the reset button.
And this is open, I believe, to only the female entrants who are waiting in the back. Just to clarify for you, Ben.
Thank you.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, Dani Gray.
Dani Gray is one of our backstage interviewers. She co-hosts the pre-show with Lendl on Facebook Live, and apparently she's entered into the reset button.
Well, you know, Joe, I really was hoping to see you and Wardlow, which we will see, but this might be just as good. Oh. I think she's going to give up.
I'm not sure if Dani was aware that she's eligible.
Katie, I'm still training. I'm obviously not ready to wrestle. Change your shoes! Yeah, I understand. I mean, Dani's not a wrestler. You certainly don't look like a wrestler. So why don't you go back to your little table or just lay down and out 1, 2, 3 so you can go back and be a commentator. Cute little skirt, by the way.
Well, I think that's a generous opportunity. She could lay down, she could get pinned, and she could say she had a match with the champ.
Wait a minute. I don't think Dani took too kindly to being talked down to. She's taking her boots off.
Well, wait a minute.
Joe,
those boots weren't made for walking, apparently.
Well, thank you, Nancy Sinatra.
Well, now, Joe, Katie Arquette gave her an opportunity.
What if Dani Gray wins the women's title? She wants to fight.
I mean, I know that's the point of the reset button, but this isn't fair.
It's not fair, but you know what? Life isn't fair. Dani Gray knows that. She's hadn't always had the easiest life, hadn't always had things handed to her. She's had to work for opportunities, and now, right place, right time, in her official in-ring debut, she could be champion. How many people can say that?
Well, that's true. I mean, we mentioned earlier 1 in a million, and I think that qualifies as 1 in a million. Now, is this going to affect the pre-show? Is there going to be an opening?
Well, the pre-show already happened, so...
Well, I mean, going forward.
Depends on how Dani does, if she wins the women's title, or perhaps if Katie makes an example of her.
Oh, well, then let's go, Katie.
Katie certainly is going to have the ability to outclass Dani Gray in the sweet science of professional wrestling. I mean, if I'm Dani, I'm trying to turn this thing into a fight, but easier said than done.
Well, she's in there with the champ. Now, imagine how it's everybody goes, you know, you always remember your first match. You always remember. And she could have laid down and been pinned, and it would have been done by now.
Do you think she'd want it bad as a first memory in the ring?
Oh, well, come on.
Opportunity presents itself, you stand up and fight, no matter what the odds are. Even with this entourage out here.
You know, if I were in there with the women's champion, I would have just called it, I would have tapped out as soon as the bell rang.
A lot of questions I have about that scenario, but be that as it may. I give all the credit in the world to Dani, but I mean, maybe she overstepped her boundaries here.
Well, there's something to be said to answering the bell and taking the challenge. But there's also something to be said for running away and living to fight another day.
And again, we've seen referees, photographers come up as the reset button, and they've had no choice but to make the most of it. Well, look at Dani! Great agility! Maybe Dani's got a little gymnastics background.
Well, she's certainly throwing them forearms to Katie in the corner.
Much to Katie's chagrin, but she got caught.
Oh, no. Katie knew. Katie's smart. She's the champ for a reason, Joe.
Yeah, Katie took away that vertical base off of Dani and just shrugs her down. Dani was counting on that head of steam, and Katie, I think, just shifted the weight, and Dani lost her feet from under her. And it's all Katie Arquette, queen of the silver screen now.
You know, Joe, I had heard.
Falcon Arrow, I think this will do it.
Who is your winner and still the IWC Women's Champion, Katie Arquette.
What a defense, Joe. I've never seen somebody with so much bravery, with so much courage, with so much ability. Let's hear it for Katie Arquette.
Why do you talk about brave and courageousness? That's Dani Gray. Katie Arquette, no offense to Dani, but Katie had a night off.
Look, she learned a very valuable lesson. Thou shalt not steppeth in the ring with the queen.
Well, our first successful title defense. What do you think 2019 holds for the queen of the silver screen?
Well, as of right now, it holds excellence. It holds...
Well, that was kind of crap.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
You fulfilled your obligation, you defended your title against a random opponent, but quite honestly, I don't think that was too fair. So, you're off the hook tonight, but we're going to be back here February 16th. First time ever, IWC cold-blooded. And since the reset button's here now, why don't we pick your opponent for next month?
What?
If you the reset button.
We get a bonus reset.
What kind of abuse of power is this?
It's going to be Katie Arquette defending the women's title versus...
Oh, God, what if it's Jenny Plummer?
most decorated women's wrestler in this era. Impact Wrestling, ROH, Mae Young Classic, you name it. Madison Rayne has done it, except for one. IWC Women's Champion.
That's unfair. The boys are coming out of their coats.
Oh, darn. There's $1.97 they'll never get back. It's Katie, and it's Madison Rayne, and that'll be anything but a walk in the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 16-bit challenge.
Here we go.
Now, in this contest, the reset button will select 16 participants at random intervals. Participants are eliminated by pinfall, submission, or by being thrown over the top rope with both feet touching the arena floor. Your winner will be the last participant standing after all 16 entries. That person will gain control of the reset button, meaning they can reset the championship standings at any time, any place, on the spot, and receive a title match of their choosing. Now, let's meet contestant number 1.
Let's see what we have here. The unluckiest of odds in the 16-bit challenge. The heir apparent. And you know he's always craving championship gold.
He's no stranger to it, no doubt about it.
The first entrant is from Altoona, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 188 pounds. The heir apparent, LeRusso.
And BC, certainly you have a rich history with Chris LeRusso. You can talk strategy throughout. But this is largely under traditional Rumble rules. But two big differences, Ben. A, pinfall and submission counts as elimination in addition to over the top rope. B, if this was a Rumble, we would say new men will enter at equally timed intervals, every 90 seconds, every 60 seconds. Not here tonight. The reset button, from what I understand, it can go off anytime, whenever it wants.
And we go to the reset button for contestant number 2.
And whoever will come out next will share in the long odds. Whoa!
Whoa!
Lee Moriarty!
Well, Joe, you said anybody.
The apex of combat, long overdue, is in IWC.
The second entrant is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Weighing in at 85 kilos, Tiger style, Lee Moriarty.
One ovation for Lee. His first time in the big dance.
And Joe, if we're going to look at the year 2019 with the eyes of 2004, I'm going to say Lee Moriarty is your Gory, is your DJZ, is that young kid that everybody is expecting the world from.
For those unaware, Lee Moriarty been wrestling about 2-3 years now, and many people have pegged him as Pittsburgh's next top prospect. He's competed in other area organizations, a master of Tiger style and the martial arts, and full of energy. Many people have called Lee a diamond in the rough. Already toured Mexico, already been throughout the tri-state area. Lee Moriarty is an IWC, and I don't know if IWC will ever be the same.
Well, certainly Chris LeRusso not ready for it. We saw his reaction.
And as the kids would say, Lee Moriarty has skills for days.
Is that what the kids would say? You know, as a man as hip as myself, I don't know if I heard that. Joe, these are just the first two.
We have 14 more. Pinfall, submission, or over the top rope. I'll tell you what, Lee's first time in, but he probably feels right at home right now.
Well, you just heard LeRusso welcome to IWC as he tried to take a shot.
Yeah, the welcoming wagon not going to be too kind. Lee's going to have to be at the top of his game. Nice takedown. And Lee is always about innovation, always about thinking outside the box. I wish Jayworth were here to explain what Tiger style is, because I don't know.
I believe that was part of it.
Might as well be. And a drop kick. LeRusso to the floor, but did not go over the top. He's still in.
Well, LeRusso may have felt like he was thrown over the top.
Watch Lee! Now, if Lee would have flown over the top rope, he could have eliminated himself.
Well, Lee's quick. Not only are we going to have to, not only the competitors, but everybody's going to have to keep their eye on Lee Moriarty, a very quick individual.
Yeah, pace quickens. But LeRusso can do that as well. Picture perfect drop kick. Right on the money.
You know, Chris LeRusso, no stranger to winning matchup, no stranger to taking on all competitors. But this is another thing, you can't prepare for it. You would not believe who I saw back there.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't tell you, you wouldn't believe it.
I've seen a bunch of surprising names as well. We could see them here in the 16-bit challenge. Keep in mind the winner will receive a mock reset button of their own that they can press any time throughout the year to get a title shot of their choosing. And that is the ultimate power play.
Absolutely. You can take it and you can shuffle the deck, if you will.
Yeah, and what I understand, there's no limit of when you can do it, how you can do it, or what champion you can choose. And imagine being a champion this year and having to think about that in the back of your mind.
Well, it's always got to obviously come to the forefront. You have your opponents, you have what's going to change, but imagine an opportunity like that for Lee Moriarty. His first night, and he really has the challenger's advantage.
Lee with an STF has it cinched in tightly.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
Here we go. No countdown. The reset button does what it wants. It's sentient in this matchup.
I feel uncomfortable.
Whoa! The dual personality, the bloody adorable one. She'll charm you, then she'll harm you. It's Jinx. Anybody's eligible.
Joe, if I would have told you tonight, oh, hey, you know the 16-bit challenge? It's going to be Chris LeRusso, Lee Moriarty, and Jinx. What would you have told me?
Anything could happen, but the odds were against it. Talking about 1 in a million. We may have a million revolutions as Jinx drops down on Lee.
Well, but wait a minute. Joe, we could have a submission.
Yeah, it's a LeBell lock by Jinx, but LeRusso picks his opportunities. A thrust kick would have taken Jinx out of this. Look at this!
Hey, Jinx wants her opportunity as well.
Last time we saw Jinx at Reloaded, she was victim to Jaxon Argos, if I recall correctly. And here we go. These intervals are not equally timed. Anybody can come at any time. And Jinx is the only one standing. Mambo's in this?
Joe, I gotta dance.
Is the world's best dancing wrestler, Mambo, Italiano.
Oh, God. Well, Mambo's got his own section.
Oh, dance, dance.
The least coordinated athlete in the entire locker room. He's got pizza on his tights.
Oh, looks like Jinx is going to get a pizza Mambo. Oh, well, that's fair. You know, he's going to kiss Mambo. Joe, that was not a kiss.
Yeah, with Jinx, you might get the kiss of death. Oh, look out. That'll break a tailbone.
That's what you get for not kissing Mambo.
Mambo looking to put the International Wrestling Cartel.
Well, you know, he is from Italy. That is international. That's not here. It's there.
Looking to make all Italy proud.
Joe, I think the King of Italy would be very proud if Mambo won it. The King of Italy.
Oh, God.
Tracy Smothers.
League of Space Sports. I'm not. Is Tracy here?
Hey, you never know. Uh-oh. Joe, I'm on edge.
Mambo's the last one standing at the moment. How about that? Oh, wait a second.
Entrant number 5 is going John Rodin.
And if any of you fans are out there asking, who is John Rodin, formerly known in IWC as Matt Segaris of Blue Collar Slaughterhouse, Rodin has completely reinvented his lifestyle. He lost 80 pounds. He traveled the country, attending every seminar he can. He's in the best shape of his life, and Rodin is back and ready to make it count.
And he is certainly the most dangerous he has ever been. He didn't get done with the first rule.
Oh. Second rule, there's a spine buster.
Oh, that's a silly rule.
On Rodin is tossing victims like they're nothing.
Uh-oh.
And Rodin is ruling the ring. Jeez.
This is on that high belly-to-back suplex. So I feel on edge. I don't like this uncertainty. I can't handle it. I get high blood pressure.
Are you afraid you might come up on
No,
the reset button?
shut up.
Here we go. It's Jinx and Rodin exchanging shots.
Uh-oh.
Oh, never say never.
Entrant number 6, Dan Hooven.
Well, a man who his career started thanks to the reset button. Hooven spent much of 2018 helping Keith Hart. There's a pounce. Period. Hooven was helping Keith Hart fight off Remy LeVay, Atticus Cogar, the culmination. That was a wild war. Hooven's right at home in an unpredictable environment.
Well, he's fired up. He's full of P&V.
And up until the reset button, that one stood for photo and video.
Oh, Philly special. Whoa.
Hooven pinned LeRusso.
The heir apparent Chris LeRusso has been eliminated.
Joe, we got to call that an upset.
Oh, without a doubt.
LeRusso's going to be very upset. Uh-oh.
He is upset. Gonna take him a while to forget about this one as the reset button ready to bring forth. Oh, the mood just changed.
Oh, I feel bad for those individuals doing this right now.
300 pound.
Number 7 is the human crime scene.
And hey, big surprise, Bulk's in a really bad mood.
Well, that's something you don't see every day. You know, a man that can bench and squat more than most people can even fathom. IWC's resident bully. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, Joe.
Jinx, what are you doing? She's got brains, she's a Spitfire.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh no.
Oh, see you later, pal.
One arm.
Oh, she held, oh no.
Jinx hangs on. Oh, God. There's a concussion.
Jinx has been eliminated.
And it's Bulk, Rodin, and Lee Moriarty. The three still officially in this matchup. The crowd would love to see the juggernaut John Rodin pull off an upset of his own.
Certainly be an amazing return. You got to give it to him. He's going against the big dog.
Has Hooven been eliminated?
Well, I believe Hooven is on the outside.
Yeah, but I don't believe he's been eliminated.
Well, Joe, we know what Bulk has done to Hooven. Do you blame him?
Rodin hangs on. Oh, look out. Goodbye.
John Hooven has been eliminated.
Can you imagine if Bulk Nasty has his own personal reset button for any title shot he wants in 2019?
Well, the only thing you can do there is try and make friends with him. Good luck on that.
Hell, you managed to be barely like you.
That's true.
Oh, and Lee right to the temple. Make the most of your debut, kid.
Lee's feeling it.
Lee with the knees. Can he slay the Giant his first night in? What a story this will be. Oh, Lee hangs on. Headbutt. Oh, no.
Lee Moriarty has been eliminated.
Uh-oh.
It's Bulk all alone in the ring.
Well, Bulk thinks he's all alone in the ring.
Not anymore.
Joe, wait a minute. Uh-oh.
You talk about the history here between these two men. They once battled inside a steel cage.
In a match that almost ended Daniel Hooven's career.
Yeah, this rivalry revisited. And again, after you survived Remy LeBell and Atticus Cogar, there may be nothing else that you'd be afraid of as Hooven slams the big man. Pins him. Oh, no.
Well, you know what you're going to do when you slam Bulk Nasty? You're going to anger him. You're going to fire him up.
Hey, Hooven's fearless. He showed that his first time the reset button got him. He's not going to let up here.
Well, you said earlier his career started because of the reset button, and it might. Oh!
Finish your point.
Dan Hooven
Well,
has been eliminated.
and then there was one man.
It may end because of the reset button as well. Bulk Nasty makes a statement, and the ring has been cleared. Imagine being next and knowing you have to face Bulk Nasty one-on-one.
One man could.
I know one.
Entering at number 8 is the IWC icon, Jami Vegas.
Joe, I've said before, if there is one man that is as big and bad as Bulk Nasty, it's Jami Vegas, the former IWC heavyweight champion before the world title recognition, I might add. The man took it to guys like CM Punk, Tommy Dreamer, Colt Cabana, Sandman, Balls Mahoney, put every man in front of him down. Bulk Nasty knows that. That's why he goes for the big man, Jami Vegas.
And these guys have spent over a year beating the absolute holy hell out of each other.
You know, I was at ringside when Bulk Nasty said he was going to end Jami Vegas.
And the fight picks up right where they left off at the end of 2018, pumping blows and physicality.
And I'll tell you, Vegas is going to throw rights, he's going to throw lefts, he's going to throw fists, and you're going to get the same thing from Bulk Nasty, including a few headbutts while he's at it.
Oh, Bulk. Vegas is about 270 pounds at least. Vegas slips out to chick slam count and all Bulk downstairs.
Well, that's an ultimate equalizer.
Oh, no, you gotta be kidding. Vegas is gone.
Jami Vegas has been eliminated.
Joe, I asked you again, who can go toe-to-toe with Bulk Nasty?
I've never seen anybody dispose of Vegas that quickly.
For everything that I saw in Bulk Nasty, he is that and much more.
And Vegas wants more. There'll be another day.
Entrant number 9 is Paxton. Calloway.
Another debuting star. And my God,
Oh my,
they just keep getting bigger. He dwarfs Vegas.
how many men?
They just keep getting stronger.
Well, Joe, I asked who's going to stand toe-to-toe with Bulk Nasty. I know a man who's going to tower over him, and that man's name is Paxton Calloway.
Paxton is 7 feet tall, a product of Mega Championship Wrestling in Elyria, Ohio.
Joe, we may be worried about a snowstorm, but I think the storm just came to Bulk Nasty and it's facing him down.
And how's Bulk gonna move a man bigger than he is?
Joe, Calloway didn't even move an inch.
What is he, 350, 375?
If he's an ounce. I've never seen a man dwarf Bulk Nasty before.
Oh, Bulk uses Paxton's momentum and dumps the big man.
Joe, that was a smart move.
Calloway has been eliminated.
Joe, we got 2 men in a row that could take it to Bulk Nasty, and they're both gone.
Bulk's eliminated the 2 biggest men I saw in this locker room all day.
You know, that actually Calloway might be the biggest man in the state. I mean, what's left for Bulk Nasty?
Yeah, you talking about the storm. I think we may have a new state of emergency declared thanks to Bulk Nasty. What? Are you serious?
Well, Joe, you mentioned a storm. How about a hurricane?
Hurricane Shane Helms, a cult superhero, makes his IWC return for the first time since 2001.
Well, Joe, to steal a phrase, what's up with that? Joe, who do you pick a hurricane against a monster?
Hey, superheroes always find a way. No! No! Choke slam! And Hurricane Helms! I don't believe I just saw that! BC Steel, what's up with that?
Well, referee CJ Sensation's gonna find out. The staff's gonna find out.
Well, we've seen the Hurricane vanquish a villain in Marty Scurll in Ring of Honor. Now he comes and slays IWC's most intimidating giant. And we're not done. Oh my God.
Entrant number 11, Team Storm member Jaxon Argos.
And what frame of mind is Jaxon Argos in? The first time we've seen Team Storm since the Team Storm takeover ended in one night. They lost every championship.
Well, that's a sore spot for Team Storm. Well, Joe, you got the Hurricane and the Hurricanadian.
No more Rookie of the Year. No more tag titles. Jack Pollock, an announcement later tonight. But right now it's all about Argos.
Something I'm sure very Argos would be very happy to hear.
That's a visual I thought I'd never see.
Well, Hurricane may be thinking of a little bit different if we know Jaxon Argos.
Yeah, I think Hurricane is thinking about his friend Lance Storm and assuming that Argos has the same integrity. He doesn't. Argos sends Hurricane in. Reversal. And Hurricane has really had a career resurgence lately. The best shape he's been in many years. The sensation of innovation.
Which I think these people are still stunned. I mean, we've seen Lee Moriarty, we've seen a 7-foot Paxton Calloway, we've seen the Hurricane.
Now we saw Jinx. Anybody could be in this thing.
Every time you say Jinx, I'm afraid she's going to appear.
That's all we can say 3 times.
Joe, if they get to 30, these people are going to be lost.
It's all legal. BC, what if Hurricane wins a guaranteed IWC Championship match? What if he gets the reset button?
Well, it's finally fair in Canadian rules.
Canadian rules?
Absolutely. I believe this is defended under Canadian rules.
Oh, stop it. Dupree makes it 2-on-1. And Team Storm looking to redeem a bad December. Hurra choke slam again. Oh, Dupree to the eyes.
That was the Hurra irate. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye? No, not at all. Hurricane to the eyes. It could be goodbye, Dupree.
Oh, no.
Oh, Argos.
Well, that's an elimination.
Yeah, Hurricane.
Hurricane has been eliminated.
Imagine how proud Lance Storm is right now.
Argos outsmarted the field. Dupree loves it. He was more of a chronic guy than 3 count. Can you believe how close the Hurricane was to a guaranteed championship match in IWC?
Well, Joe, I don't know which way is up anymore.
But now Team Storm's running the table. It's 2-on-1 for anybody that comes out.
Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Unless... Well, it doesn't look like that Team Storm are going to come to blows anytime soon.
Joe, that'd be sad. I'd cry.
I don't care.
The next entrant at number 13, the Rodin, Stevie LeBell.
Judo master Stevie LeBell, a IWC training school rookie from the same class as Patch, Dime, and others. But man, imagine being 4 months in and having to go 2-on-1 with the former tag champion.
Well, Joe, I'm a judo expert. Okay?
What?
And what they don't teach you, I'm an expert on a lot of things. They do not teach you how to go 2-on-1 with Team Storm, or Lance Storm for that matter, or Snowstorm.
Argos downstairs. That sure as hell wasn't a judo throw.
Oh no, that's Canadian judo.
The Dupree DT by RC. And the Rodin is out of there.
Rodin, Stevie LeBell has been eliminated.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Argos does get an official assist on that, correct?
I don't think that matters.
Well,
For his ego, it will, yes.
if we're playing on points, I mean, Team Storm's ahead.
How you gonna score a battle royal on points, you idiot?
I'm not taking too kindly to you right now.
I'm sorry. Who we got next? We got 3 left.
Entrant
What?
number 14 is me.
Dave Kich! It's the ring announcer!
And he's got music. Wait a minute. So you're telling me Dave Kich could have the power of the reset button for a whole year?
He could, but he's got to get through Team Storm! Anything can happen on reset button night.
So is this music or are we in a discotheque?
Music often plays at a discotheque, pal, but be that as it may. And Kich.
I mean, do you know how long it takes to take a tuxedo off?
Well, this won't be a tuxedo match, that's for sure. Kich does not have
Look what a sportsman he is.
does not have full wrestling training. He's worked out, he's athletic. But again, much like Danny Gray earlier, second announcer in the match in the proceedings. Wait a minute. Dave Kich is the world's most jacked up ring announcer.
Apparently so. Dave Kich might think he's a big deal. Oh, wait a minute.
And Kich just struck Argos.
I'll tell you, he got a good shot in.
Make it count. Oh no, Argos missed it at Dupree. Look at this.
Well, I guess there's a hip toss.
Dave Kich gonna pick
no.
Jaxon Argos.
That'd have been the biggest travesty in IWC I've ever seen.
And if Kich got a guaranteed title shot, he'd have the perfect seat to scout.
Oh, come on, Dupree.
Oh God! Elevated brainstorm. Kich got rocked, he's out of there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Kich has been eliminated.
Joe, it's now official. Team Storm is leading in points.
So that's why we always have a second ring announcer.
Who could it be, Joe?
We got 2 left. Could be anybody. Whoa! Mood changed again.
Entrant number 15 from USA.
The infection has spread to the 16-bit challenge. Double spring.
Now, Team Storm was talking to one another. They're going to focus on Gory. You know, Gory will literally scratch, kick, claw, and bite his way if need be.
There's many people that say Gory should be Super Indy champion still today. What if he wins the reset button and is scouting the likes of McChesney? Team Storm double team Gory is abusive yet elusive. Oh, they got a hold of Gory, not going to give him the leverage. Now, oh, I got it.
Well, Argos just told Dupree, don't throw him. I think he missed the don't part.
Oh. And Gory using his quickness to divide and conquer.
I'll tell you, he's looking good against Team Storm now.
Look out. Argos down, Dupree. Woozy at best.
Dupree may not know where he is right now, Joe.
Nothing new. Double stomp!
Well, I believe Argos knows where he is now.
Knows where Dupree is, too. One left. Oh, no.
Introducing the 16th and final entrant, Jock Samson.
Jock Samson, the man that went on a rampage against Andrew Palace, the man who claimed online he wanted the IWC champion Wardlow. He won't get him tonight, apparently, but he can get that reset button to get him whenever he wants.
And he can have him right where he wants him.
He could use it later tonight.
You know, there's two things that Jock Samson likes. One is beating people up, and the other one is beating people up.
And Jock going right for Gory.
Jock, a friend of the Canadian Maple Leaf. He's been in Saskatchewan.
The Team Storm just kissed Jock Samson.
That's how you initiated into Canadian stuff.
How astute of you. A triple team on Gory. Double flapjack. I'm sure Jock would appreciate the homage to the Midnight Express.
Dupree's busted open.
He is. Jock in his dirty Dutch best.
And again, that may be the face paint or the hair color of Jackson Argos.
Now Gory rolls Jock up. No.
You know, Joe, it is really nice to see Team Storm and Jock working together. This is beautiful.
And BC, all 16 are better. There's no help coming for Gory.
Have you ever seen two better looking men?
No comment.
I mean, I never said next to me, but
I don't think Jock takes too kindly to the likes of Gory where he's from. And after 3-on-1 odds, oh, Gory the Jawbreaker. Gory is fighting the world here. And Jock inadvertently drops Argos.
oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, there he goes. No, he doesn't.
Dupree.
Hold on, Dupree. Do it for Manitoba.
Oh, Gory went to wind up. Argos almost makes contact with Dupree again. Oh, wait a minute. Missed. Argos moves and Dupree got it. Dupree's out of there.
Well, I think he spent enough time on the apron that he should have been allowed entrance back in.
Please. 3 left. Who's your money on?
I'm going to say my money on, it's either going to be Jock or maybe it's Argos. However, you know, if Gory can single one of them out.
Double back elbow. Feeling some chemistry here.
Well, Jock, who says that Argos isn't a team player?
Well, no one said that, but I'm surprised these personalities are meshing.
Well, I mean, they're a little rough around the edges, but
the ring's big enough for both their egos.
I'm gonna tell them you said that.
Oh, I hope you do. We'll be too busy fighting each other over this reset button.
Well, maybe they can split it, and one can use it one time, and somebody uses it
That
later.
is not how it works. Gory ducks. Double coastline. And it's Gory zeroing in on the Appalachian Outlaw.
Joe, just to review, we did see Lee Moriarty, we saw the Hurricane, we saw Jinx try and go one-on-one with Buck Nasty. I did see that tonight, right?
Without question.
Okay, just making sure.
We're not even halfway done yet with this night.
See, like I said earlier, great teamwork.
I'm surprised Argos helped out Jock. If Jock was eliminated, that would help Argos' cause. That is true. Long term.
But Joe, friendship, sometimes you got to put your winning aside to help a friend.
I think Argos is scared to be in the ring alone with Gory.
Well, that's how you might see it.
Well, don't let your guard down, gentlemen.
Joey's, oh, here it comes, Joe. He's going to give it to him.
Gory's defenseless.
He's going to pull this one all the way from British Columbia.
And Jock got it. I'm so sorry.
Well, that was nice. They're friends, Joe.
Gory, the insecurity, Jock in trouble.
Now, wait a minute. Well, Jock's got to hold on.
That big barrel
one more
body's
day.
almost out. He's teetering.
I'll tell you, that shot from Argos knocked Jock for a loop. You got Jock maybe thinking it's last shot. Well, I think Jock's getting his second wind.
I think Jock's just... and there's Argos' true colors.
Hey, wait a minute. Now what? Joe, there's...
Argos picked an opportunity.
Joe, I don't want to see two friends come to this.
Friends of who?
Well, they were friends earlier. And Joe,
Nobody's friends when there's title shots at stake.
well, Joe, they're making a mistake. They're giving Gory recuperation time.
You'd sell out your own grandmother for a title shot.
I would do no such thing.
Oh, Gory with a drop kick. And Jock's out of there.
Well, no, Joe, I think, see what happened.
And Gory gonna pin Argos. Can you imagine Gory lurking in the shadows watching the champions?
That's where Gory makes his living, is it living in the shadows. You know, Argos has been in there for quite a while.
Gory is very decorated. One of these men will hold unprecedented power in 2019. And the thirst for flesh still there for Gory.
Well, that's Argos' pointing finger. Well, Joe, with everything we've seen, it's come down to these two. One of these men has the biggest and best opportunity for gold here in 2019.
One man, Argos is in danger. All bridge. Neither man eliminated. Both feet must hit the floor.
Both men in a precarious position.
One man inches away from defeat. One man inches away from perhaps a career-changing moment.
Gory with the advantage right now.
Both
No.
men are out on their feet. And Gory. Oh God, that submission. That helter-skelter. And Gory is cinching up the mist. Argos' back may be broken. Argos ducks the miss. Springboard drop kick. Argos hangs on.
Well, he's holding on.
The feet are still in the ring. And
Oh, no, he went under the bottom rope.
not eliminated, has to be over the top. Officials staying on top of this. They'll like to spring in through the ropes. Twisting neckbreaker. Argos can have him. Argos looking to redeem. Team Storm's championship loss. Gory looking to redeem what he feels should be his rightful Super Indy title opportunity.
Both men certainly have a lot at stake. You want to catapult yourself. This is the way to do it.
Well, Gory is dazed from that neckbreaker. Will this be the end? One man's 2019. It could be a made man with a victory. QAS.
If Gory could have held his shoulders down, he might have had him.
And Argos is teetering. Argos to the eyes.
Nobody clings to life like Jaxon Argos.
Brainstorm. Gory counters. You can see where this matchup is taking out of both these men. Wait a minute. Jock is still out here. And Jock is strangling Gory.
Well, Joe, anything goes here.
Gory can't move. Jock obviously blaming Gory for his elimination. Oh no! Argos won it!
Gory has been eliminated. The winner of the 16-bit challenge, Jaxon Argos.
What a rebound from Team Storm. And oh, Jock to the outside. That steel cowbell to Gory's skull. But Jaxon Argos holds all the power. He's got the reset button. He's got a title shot whenever he wants.
And Joe, what a courageous win by Jaxon Argos. I can't think of a more modest and a more honorable man than to win that. And Joe, for every championship matchup, you now have to account for Jaxon Argos.
As if his mouth wasn't big beforehand. Argos lost his Rookie of the Year trophies, lost his tag team titles, but now he may have a golden ticket to his wildest dreams again.
IWC Tag Team Championship here at stake. And the champions, Duke Davis and Ganon Jones Jr., collectively known as the main event. Obviously with their mascot Liddy, as the kids say.
Introducing first, making her way to the ring, being accompanied by Liddy. At a combined weight of 545 pounds, they are the IWC Tag Team Champions, Jami, the main event.
Well, it was a monumental moment at the Pittsburgh Pro Wrestling Classic when the main event dethroned Team Storm and certainly set the tides moving away from what that particular group had hoped on. But many say it was long overdue for the team that
capture the gold their very first night in to be champions again.
You had to bring up the Team Storm loss, didn't you?
Well, because these guys beat them.
Do you know how upset they are?
But you know what? If Jackson Argos wanted to, he could push that reset button again tonight.
That's a good point. Wouldn't that be a great way to ring in the new year?
What do you think of Liddy the Lion?
I never trust an animal or a person in an animal costume. I believe that is called getting lit.
Got way more rhythm than you.
And ladies and gentlemen, their challengers will be chosen via the reset button.
Last time you got lit, you had to call me for bail money.
Why you get? That's between you and I.
This is dangerous, BC. It could be a regular team. It could be two men that have never teamed before. It could be anything. And still a lot of big players that I saw in the back that have not been represented so far. And that's one of them.
Introducing first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 202 pounds,
Spazmanian Devil, Andrew Palace, circling around the ring with so much energy, and it's great to see him back in his normal mood after such a serious display of brutality in that full rope match with Jock Samson.
Oh yeah, it's always great to see Andrew Palace, isn't it? But he is a man that knows what it means to have a championship around his waist.
Former IWC champion, former Super Indy champion. Hey, Palace could become a Triple Crown winner with a victory.
And he just took a swipe at Liddy the Lion. Certainly there's a lot of interesting hairstyles in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure who has the most majestic mane.
I might have to give the follicle.
tag team partner.
I don't know who to give the follicle advantage to.
Palace has a lot of enemies.
That's an understatement.
I'm not sure how many friends, let alone those that he'd be comfortable teaming with.
Come on, press the reset button.
We know I have it on good authority that not a lot of people like Andrew Palace.
Oh, the tag team partners are there. Is that
Whoa! The Filipino Flex Factory's here.
Well, Joe, if you want to talk about a dream team, we're going to get it.
Duke can't believe what he's seen. Another IWC original who started training here at age 16 and became a star the world over.
His partner is from the Philippines, weighing in at 182 pounds, DJZ.
Well, we've seen DJZ come in as a non-regular member of the roster and leave with a championship in the past. Could that be an omen of what's to come tonight?
Well, it's certainly very possible. I mean, Joe, if you look at this match on paper, I don't know how you pick a winner.
DJZ recently declaring himself a free agent from Impact Wrestling. Already offers all over the world, a busy schedule, but DJZ always makes time to come back home.
Well, Joe, there's no place like home, and that home for DJZ could be being one half of the IWC Tag Team Champions. Something that he knows all about as well.
And DJZ is someone that Palace has looked up to throughout his career. Arguably Palace's first major one-on-one test was against DJZ some years ago. And an interesting thought that I just connected, if Palace wins, he'll become only the second Triple Crown champion in history. The first is partner DJZ.
A lot of history at stake here. And you know, if you're going to draft or craft a tag team, I'd have to say your first round picks are going to be DJZ and Andrew Palace.
But how will they function together? I believe there has to be a mutual respect there, but it can't compare to Ganon and Duke, who've been riding the roads across over a half a dozen states every single weekend for a couple of years now.
And this is the first that we have seen the main event and DJZ on opposite sides. We've seen Andrew Palace in the main event in the ring before.
Yeah, normally as allies. And Z, nice takedown. A leverage move to offset the 6'5" metahuman.
You gotta wonder, maybe...
Is that air horn?
We gotta wonder, did the main event maybe learn something from Palace or vice versa?
How does he do that?
I don't know. I point at people when I don't get a horn. I normally get a finger or two.
While Z points at Palace, we may get a tag.
What do I get if I point at you?
Not much. I'm not paying attention. I want to see who wins tag team championships. Ganon may be the most agile big man of his size to ever step foot in an IWC ring. And I don't know if anybody has more heart than Andrew Palace.
Well, you don't see a lot of guys that are 6'5", able to fly like a cruiserweight.
Ooh.
Andrew Palace certainly knows what he's in for.
And Palace to Hurricanrana.
You know, in a matchup like this, you'd have to really look at common opponents that they've held or that they've faced.
Palace double spring, double knees.
It's really hard to do analysis on a match like this, and other than maybe a tail of the...
Hey, Palace did it too.
A tail of the tape. Why did they... I was talking.
I wish J-Worth were here. It's always funny when they interrupt him.
I told you, he's doing charity work down in somewhere.
Narrowed that down. Tag to DJZ.
Taking stuffed animals to babies, or babies to stuffed animals, one of the two.
Unique hairstyle on DJZ. He won't win the most majestic mane.
I don't think that was a category. Oh, wait a minute.
Jeez, high angle back suplex. And the main event love to have fun out here too, but they can get all business when time comes.
I'll tell you, you may not have liked that move by the main event, but it was effective. Oh, wait a minute. See, DJZ and Andrew Palace are in a huddle.
And again, keep in mind, these guys did not know they were tag team partners until they met in this ring. There was no chance to even discuss pre-match strategy or even think, what if we became partners? Because there's 3 or 4 dozen people back there looking for the same opportunity.
Well, absolutely. You can't just narrow it down. You can't just go around talking to people, hey, do you want to talk strategy? If maybe, just in case possible.
Oh, look out. Z outsized about 80 pounds at Palace. What a crack on impact.
And DJZ hit hard. It's a smart move by the main event. Focus on one man. If you can take the other out.
Palace neutralized. His medical history is well documented. Took only his insides ruptured on him in Mexico. He died on a hotel bathroom floor. Many people thought he wouldn't live, let alone wrestle again, but he's back better than ever.
Absolutely. You have to think a certain crowning point on that road to recovery would be being one half.
Can you believe the handoff on a suplex?
Well, it's certainly not easy to distribute the weight that you need required to do that. Let alone doing, I guess those would be vertical presses while he's at it, would be Duke Davis.
Into the cover.
There's there's only one meta-human in the world of professional wrestling, and you're looking at him in Duke Davis.
I'm not sure we could handle another. And to those that would ask, do you have a way to define what a metahuman is?
Well, I think the only way you can describe it is just by looking at Duke Davis. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and what you see right there might be worth 1,000,000.
Certainly somebody more than, greater than, superior than your average Homo sapien. It's certainly somebody that possesses all of the physical tools to do anything he pleases. And in recent months especially, he has certainly backed that up.
And if you didn't have enough to worry about, you've got Ganon Jones Jr. to deal with as well.
The wrestling's all-star. Let's not in any way discredit him or overshadow him. 2 count only. Again, the athleticism of Ganon, it can be deceptive. It can be surprising. It can be unexpected. What Ganon can do out there sometimes defies gravity and logic.
Metahuman taking over. I like to think of myself as the metahuman of commentary. You can be the all-star.
And I'm not sure how many tag matches Palace has been in lately. I think the inexperience is beginning to show itself as the main event isolate this ring and just overpower Palace. Palace and DJZ so far apart.
Well, Joe, let me float this idea out to you as well. Is Palace at 100%? After battling Jock, we don't know what injuries he may have suffered.
And another 2 count.
We both know Palace, of course, wouldn't use that as an excuse, not going to let people know, but that's still got to be on his mind.
Well, even if Palace was 100% coming into this, a couple of minutes with the main event, and that's far from the case.
You definitely don't leave the same as you came in when you take on the main event.
Not at all.
And, of course, you have to worry about Liddy.
I don't believe Liddy stays at ringside during matches.
I mean, we have to be concerned.
You might be threatened because so far he's running neck and neck with you as far as number of champions he's managed.
I'm going to take that as an insult.
Well, you can take it however you like.
First, you questioned my swag, I believe it's called earlier, about my dance moves.
Yeah, that sounds real confident. Palace kneeing his way right to the temple of Ganon Jones Jr. But Palace doesn't have the wherewithal to know where DJZ is. You notice Palace went to the neutral corner. And is back in jeopardy.
Well, he's taking a lot of punishment. He knows he's got to get to a corner, but the question is, you got to get to the right one. I know where he doesn't want to be, and that's in there against Duke Davis.
High angle back suplex.
I tell you, that was a smart move. It might not have been on purpose, but he pushed Ganon Jones Jr. as far away as possible from Duke Davis.
Well, Ganon's body is between the 2 challengers. I'm not sure if Ganon's aware. Ganon needs to get Duke back in as well.
DJZ looking fresh on the outside after that spill that we saw him take. Well, wait a minute.
And Duke getting involved, and that's a bit uncharacteristic of the main event we've seen in recent months.
Well, we said a dream team in Andrew Palace and DJZ. You can't blame Duke Davis for taking a little bit of an advantage and making sure that they have firm control of these tag titles.
And a TNA collision. And the tag to DJZ. Filipino takes flight.
And he had that momentum, size, and movement to take down both members of the main event.
Well, I'm not sure if I've ever seen DJZ look better.
But that was his problem. He went to the people, and that's going to cost him.
Great adjustment. Z's got about a combined 13 feet of badass to deal with, and he's finding a way.
We talked earlier about Jonathan Gresham being a man that can change direction and has speed, and DJZ is the same. But DJZ still has to contend with both members of the main event in there right now.
Oh, God!
Oh, my God!
Z vaulted through the air, and the landing was somehow worse.
And right on cue, Duke Davis and Ganon Jones Jr. always know where the other one is at all times.
know where Palace is. Now they do. Drop kick connects.
Well, he saw what happened to DJZ. He's got to take matters into his own hands.
Shotgun drop kicks. Stack up the champions, and Palace, that frenetic energy, got caught.
Wasn't able to keep them down.
Oh, God.
Keep them down long enough. Nuts thing, the main event, they always find a way to recover, always find a way to get back into it. I'll tell you, I like what I'm seeing from Duke Davis and Ganon Jones Jr. I'm liking this little bit of relaxed attitude.
Well, it's win at all costs, but Ganon and Duke with a miscue, and Z looking to capitalize.
He's gonna send Duke to the outside. Now you can focus on the other 6'5" individual.
Double drop kick, change of Ricky and Robert. Here comes Palace. The tope to the floor. Duke maneuvers out of the way.
That might have been the smartest thing that Duke could do. Uh-oh.
Well, look at DJZ. Tope Canelo.
Well, you've got excellent teamwork. You question the ability of these two to team, and we're seeing it right now.
Hey, this may be the team we never knew we wanted until we had it.
I don't know about saying I want the team. I mean, they're very impressive.
Oh, fans showing the respect all around here. What is this? Again, this is on the fly. No time to talk strategy. Double missile drop kick.
Joe, this could be it.
Double pin, new champions. No.
And Joe, I think if not for Duke Davis, that would have been it. That was a save.
And Palace to the floor. Now, with DJZ prone, 2-on-1. Ganon.
With the stomp.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Oh, man, okay.
Couldn't do without you.
Well, I'm here for a reason.
What is this?
Whoa!
Duke Davis taking flight.
You can't tell Duke Davis the guys his size can't do something because he's going to do it. Speaking of, we see Ganon Jones Jr. going to the top.
Moonsault from the lights, but nobody there.
That is a very, very big moonsault to miss.
Flip pile driver. DJZ has him. No.
Joe, what I think might have saved Ganon Jones Jr. is he's so big, he naturally went towards the ropes and DJZ had to pull him in closer. Just another one of the advantages that you have when you're 6'5".
You gotta wonder, because of the size, did Z really hit that move as flush as he wanted? But Z is measuring Ganon. Jump up DDT. Ganon, oh look out. God! Face first, a twisting flatliner.
But he's got powers to contend with. These four individuals are moving really fast, Joe.
Ganon, wait, could this be hernia driver? We got new tag team champions! No! I'm not sure if Ganon kicked out or Duke interrupted the fall.
I think Palace might have actually seen Duke coming. Oh, wait a minute!
Yeah, and avoided the contact, and that allowed Ganon to slip a shoulder up. Onward we press. Oh, look at this power. Good grief. What a hard power bomb that was. Duke is focused on Ganon. He doesn't realize DJZ's to his border to his feet. He's on the ropes.
What's the problem? There's so much to contend with. Uh-oh, Joe, wait a minute.
Caught, goozled, countered. Ganon and Duke collide again. DJZ manipulating the system. Oh, got caught.
Jock caught the drop kick, the spine buster. Main event, find a way.
Here are your winners, and still the IWC Tag Team Champions, the main event.
What do you think, BC? We saw a little bit of everything out there.
Absolutely, and you know, it came down. House was a hair away, just couldn't get to him in time. I'll tell you, Joe, I'd watch that match every day of the week.
We saw DJ Z and Andrew Palace give it everything they had for being a first-time team. They were incredibly cohesive, on the same page, but the main event worked so long and hard to get those championships. Just no way they were going to let it slip through their fingers again.
Absolutely not. You know, we've seen all four of these individuals have amazing moments here in IWC, and I think we just saw another one.
Well, no one has left the ring yet. DJ Z knows what it's like to wear every title there is that he's in contention for in his career here in IWC, and certainly DJ Z knows the flag bearers, the standard bearers of the next era of tag team wrestling in IWC when he sees it. What's next for the main event as they roll in the 2019 on top? Well, it was last summer the Team Storm takeover commenced. At Team Storm, Argos, Dupree, Pollock controlled IWC Gold. December, Pittsburgh Pro Wrestling Classic. It all came to a halt. Wardlow drove Pollock off the cage, through the ring, and we have not heard from the former IWC champion since.
Well, you know, I did speak with Canada's own Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. I spoke with Jim Carrey. I spoke with Wayne Gretzky. They've told me that Canada has not been the same. The Canadian dollar has dropped in value since the Team Storm takeover has ended.
I think you got catfished, pal. But regardless, we understand Jack Pollock has an important announcement to deliver here tonight. He has been tight-lipped and secluded since losing the championship to Wardlow. What will the self-described greatest thing to happen to pro wrestling since pro wrestling happened had to say to address the IWC fans?
If I may, as a reminder, can we address that Jaxon Argos won the reset button for the entire year? Can we mention that again? I know he's shy. He wouldn't mention it.
Oh, please.
He's very modest.
But that reset button will be focused on another day. Jack Pollock now has the floor.
If you would have told me last month at the Pittsburgh Pro Wrestling Classic that I was going to lose my IWC World Heavyweight Championship in a surprise cage match where I went through the ring, I'd say you were crazy.
Did it hurt?
Retire! Yeah, it hurt. You see, I don't know if anybody really understands what being the IWC World Heavyweight Champion means to me. 16 years ago, I was just like one of you people, sitting out here in the crowd at Hyman Hall in Butler, Pennsylvania,
at my first ever IWC event where I saw Jimmy Vegas wrestle the Sandman for that very title. Back home at my parents' house, I still have a Coors Light can from the Sandman sitting there somewhere. But that was the night that I was hooked. That was the night that I knew that I wanted to be in this company, that I wanted to be a pro wrestler. And I was gonna do whatever it took to get here. So 2 years ago when I debuted here at Reloaded, there were some of you out here who knew who I was and what I've done. Everything that I went through in Western PA to get to this spot, and those who didn't. But I was gonna bust my ass to be known as the best wrestler in this company. I was gonna do whatever it took to be the man in IWC, and that's just what I did last year. But speaking of last year, I said a lot of things and I did a lot of stuff. And there's one man who put me through hell. Justin Plummer. I'd like you to come in the ring right now. I want to talk to you one more time, man to man, if we could, please.
Pollock held Plummer hostage, held Plummer's wife for ransom to get a spot back on this roster. Plummer sent test after test. Shane Taylor, Jack Swagger, even Plummer himself tried to take out Jack Pollock, and none of it ever worked.
This could be a dangerous situation for Plummer.
This could explode again in a moment.
Very deserved. Justin Plummer, last year you fired me from this company. You took away something that I loved. And I was gonna do whatever it took to get back in this company and stick it to you. And I became your champion, but you put me through hell. Whether it was a ladder match or an Extreme Rules, or even when you stepped up to the plate and took on me in a street fight. Justin Plummer, you might not believe me, and you might not care, but I am sorry for the things that I did to you and your family. I'm sorry for what I put you through, and I respect you.
Don't cry.
Plummer, I want to shake your hand one time. One time, Plummer. Man to man, shake my hand.
Not how I anticipated this going.
Certainly confusion from my part. Seemed to be from Justin Plummer as well.
I'm sorry, Plummer.
I hate to say this, and I don't know where this is going, but I will tell you this. It wasn't long after I stepped in this ring, which ended up being a huge mistake, that I realized that deep down you were doing what you were doing not out of hatred for me or my wife or this company, but because out of love for this company. You put your body on the line. You did things that nobody else would do for this company, and you helped take it to the next level. But I didn't want to call you on that. I wanted you to figure that out on your own, and apparently you have. So, Jack, apology accepted.
Wow. What a moment in time. Pollock and Plummer bury the hatchet.
In 2018, Team Storm took over IWC. But honestly, guys, I don't know if you knew what 2018 did to me. Physically. I put myself through hell last year. Yeah. Nobody came out here and busted their ass more every night to give you guys a show more than Jack Pollock. So about 10 months ago, I was at an event in Cleveland, and I hurt my knee pretty bad. So I hurt my knee pretty bad back in March, and I didn't tell anybody about it. I tried to keep it a secret. I tried to keep on working. And so recently I went to see a doctor, and it turns out that I actually blew out my right knee about 10 months ago. And I tore my ACL, I tore my meniscus, I tore a couple other ligaments. And in 2 weeks, I have to get surgery here on my knee. And
No, we don't.
they're not sure how long it's going to take for me. It could be a year. Hopefully, it could be longer than that. But I promise you guys this: when I come back, I'm going to come back stronger than I ever was. Come back, and I'm going to get the IWC World Heavyweight Championship back. And whether it's 2019, 2020, or whatever it is, RC, Jaxon, Team Storm is going to take over wrestling all over again.
What could be the final time for over a year, we see Team Storm en masse.
Well, Joe, we heard Pollock talk about his knee injury, and the problem with that is there, as he mentioned, there is no timetable. But I think I speak for everybody when I say that it's going to be a different place without Jack Pollock.
Certainly you have to respect the physical sacrifice, fighting through so much pain to defend the championship he dreamed of for 16 years.
You know, he mentioned that show at Hyman Hall and Butler. I was on that show.
Whoa!
I don't believe he did that.
He
We did this! You gave us things at the start! It's been me and you! It's been me and you! Since the start!
Dupree doesn't know what to think.
We saw him overcome with emotion earlier.
Now what in the hell is this? Argos assaulting one of his best friends when that friend needs him most.
I mean, you've literally got your best friend taking out your mentor.
RC must be so torn, so conflicted with what he just saw. I'm not sure if this was premeditated or spur of the moment, but Dupree now appears to be on the Argos bandwagon.
And that already injured knee. You know, he just said in a few days he's going to have surgery on that.
Torn tendons and ligaments. But Argos and Dupree could be doing even further damage. Pollock's timetable for recovery could be increasing. Pollock doesn't have his knee brace on. He can't protect himself. No! That reset button, that laptop to the skull.
We got everything we needed out of you. And you know what, Jack? You're right. Team Storm is taking over again. Without you.
I knew Argos was a piece of trash. I knew he was a down and dirty SOB, but not even Argos I ever expected to treat a close friend and brother in that way.
I mean, I said it earlier, Jack Pollock served as a mentor to Jaxon, Argos, and RC Dupree. And I'm sure before tonight, if you would have asked them the influence on their career, Lance Storm and Jack Pollock, and I don't know.
Has this power, has the ego of Argos taken over so quickly? Jack Pollock excommunicated from Team Storm, and Argos takes the ball, and with the power of the reset button, looks to take over again in 2019.
I mean, I guess 2019 may be the year of Argos. Joe, is this the end of Jack Pollock in IWC?
Well, I'll be honest, BC, I don't know how to follow that. I don't know how to just block what we just saw out of our minds.
We talked about a night of surprises, and I think that's an understatement at this point. From surprises to STDs.
Introducing first, being accompanied to the ring by Ginger, Gory Futuristic, Billy Ruxpin, and Gory. He is representing the sexy, talented dudes, and he is the current IWC High Stakes Champion, Flexor.
You know, Joe, STDs are often a surprise. I mean, you never know. There's so many of them.
Well, that is true. We've seen a Tiki Death match. We've seen a reverse ladder match. And that's the intriguing thing here, because the reset button will choose the opponent. Chest Flexor still will choose the stipulation, and Flexor's come up with some ideas.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger will be chosen via the reset button.
Usually Flexor has the psychological advantage, but tonight the reset button has the edge. Uh-oh. Well, this just got difficult.
I would not want to be chest flexor right now.
Near 300 pounds of the rough and tumble country hammer, looking for his first taste of IWC gold.
The challenger is from Wardlow, Pennsylvania. Weighing in at 282 pounds, the country hammer, Jameson.
Jameson is always dressed for a fight, always dressed to brave the elements, dressed for whatever may come in front of him. Is he prepared for the mind of chest flexor?
I don't know if anybody can be prepared for the mind of chest flexor, but you know, I'm going to rule a few things out. I don't see a scaffold. I don't see a forklift. I don't see a bamboo structure of any sort. So I'm trying to weed out some of the stipulations.
Well, anything Flexor picks are usually things that have never happened before anyway.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as with all high-stakes championship matches, the champion chooses the stipulation.
How about a punch Joe Dombrowski match?
First up, Jameson. No, you're not drunk right now. It's me talking to you. Listen, seriously, first off, congratulations on getting engaged. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes an abusive relationship with an alcoholic. But what have you done with yourself lately? What have you done with yourself since I put your mentor out the pasture? You come into this ring and think you're gonna face me? Well, you're partially right. The stipulation is, this is a handicap match. You have to face not only myself, but all the other STDs.
Gory.
Gory futuristic, Billy Ruxpin, Punk Ferrari. Ginger, you want in on this?
I guess when you get back from the future, it takes its toll on you.
Maybe we should leave Ginger out of this one. She had enough with the dog collar match with Marshall Bull earlier in the year. So apparently it's going to be a handicap match.
Yes.
As STDs stand from smallest to tallest.
Well, that's a good way to do it. Well, there's one. See you later, pal.
Well, there went the imaginary one.
Well, no, I saw him.
And Flexor is the only one left. I don't think Jameson was amused by Flexor's pre-match comments.
I would imagine not.
Or by Flexor, in his words, putting the mentor of Jami out to pasture, referring, of course, to Marshall Bull, who Flexor beat at Cage Fury for the High Stakes Championship. And now, it is 4-on-1 STD mugging.
I saw Flexor trying to get Ginger in there. That's a gentleman to let her have the opportunity.
I'll tell you what, Gory's got a temper issue, but he's looking kind of good out there. He's tan, he's working out. Found a better diet in the future.
Well, you know, you did tell me.
Lord, no, what? Wait a minute.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Potter, since I know all these guys, why don't you take the night off? I got something I gotta attend to.
The surprises keep coming.
The old man meant to retire, but I can still referee.
No, wait a minute. We didn't have a referee reset button.
We didn't.
We don't have Mark Steele or Steve Coulter out here.
Who?
Referee. Anyway.
Bull. Oh no.
Oh, pump no!
And that was the last big pump Ferrari ever did.
Gory, no!
If Ruxpin can disappear into thin air, he better now. And now we have a one-on-one. Never mind. Billy Ruxpin than anything but imaginary takedown. Ouch.
That was not an imaginary big boot to the face.
I think Ruxpin's chances of getting involved are imaginary.
That might have been a size 13 from Jamie James.
Ferrari. Snake eyes. Look out. Here comes Corey. Perhaps one at a time is not the best offense.
Well, you know, it doesn't seem to work in certain aspects. You know, when they take on Batman. Oh! Well, he just suplexed Corey Futuristic into 2023.
Marshall apparently looking to avenge the fact that Marshall lost his retirement match to Flexor. Maybe cheapen the moment a bit. I'm not sure what Marshall's thinking is. Just giving his protege a one-on-one opportunity. Marshall still works for IWC at a technical production capacity.
Well, you know, I don't know if this is Flair to Flex. Flair to Fluke? No, take two. Flair to Fair to Flexor. That took me a while. I thought it was going to be
one sounded better.
I thought it was going to be 2023 before I got that out.
Well, Flexor picked the stipulation, and I don't know where Marshall got his referee's license, but apparently he got this cleared. STDs have a hold of the country hammer.
I mean, granted, this is in the rules, is it not? But
what, 4-on-1? Yeah, Flexor picked the stipulation.
I mean, oh, well, wait a minute. I don't think Marshall's going to be the guy that you want to smart off to.
Flexor getting in the face of Marshall, and Gory got in Flexor's face, but not the way that perhaps may have been most conventional.
I mean, Jamie is holding his own against the 4-on-1.
Jamie looks like he's having a day off. Oh, God!
The power from Jamie Jameson. Jeez Louise.
Thunder bound about 320 pounds. Is this legal? Betting Ruxpin? I'm not sure.
Apparently so, according to referee Marshall Gambino.
Well, I mean, they're part of the match, the handicap match. Maybe Flexor will lose the title without being pinned. Maybe Bump Ferrari will get pinned after the Jamie Jameson special Death Valley driver. Corey doesn't know when to say no, does he?
Well, clearly not. I don't think it would take. Oh no.
Oh jeez. Ah! Package pile driver.
Joe, I think that's going to be it. Hey, now wait a minute.
Wait a minute, Ginger. She's had her own issues with Marshall.
Oh, there was a slap. I know a slap when I see one.
Man, this thing's falling off the rails. Oh no. You don't want to incite Jameson any more than he's already been.
Yeah, spit at the man. That was not a smart. Oh, well.
Ginger and Marshall continue to debate. Flexor and Jamie jockeying for position here on the turnbuckle. Looking Ron, are you serious? Got the big man over. And Jameson shrugs it off, boot to the side of the face. Will this be all? No, more STDs involved.
I mean, it's been a mugging this entire matchup.
Well, Marshall's not going to call DQ. He's in a fight.
Oh, Ginger, no. Joe.
Are you serious?
Well, at least you waved hello first.
Ginger downstairs, Flexor the roll up. Marshall can't see.
Here is your winner and still the IWC High Stakes Champion, Flexor.
Well, Flexor got through another one.
In a, shall we say, unconventional method, we will give the assist to the STDs, more specifically to Ginger. with the patented Ginger field goal kick.
Well, Ginger was allowed to be in the match.
That
Flexor's
is true.
discretion. Not the way Marshall expected it to end.
Billy
Not the way
Rex,
we expected it to end. Not the way we expected it to begin.
that's a good. Billy Rex
The middle's kind of out to lunch too.
Billy Rex was throwing haymakers on the outside. He doesn't know what day it is. Corey Futuristic doesn't know what year it is. Nobody seems to know what the weather is. Aha! I know, I got it. Still your high stakes champion, chest flexor. That I do know.
There we go. Back to the drawing board for the Country Hammer. And it's an STD celebration. What was the most unpredictable night of the year? Be without chest flexor doing chest flexor things. You ready for the main event, BC Steel?
I am.
Is Wardlow ready for the main event? He's been a walking, talking target ever since recapturing that title, but more so than ever tonight.
Introducing first, making his way to the ring from Cleveland, Ohio. Weighing in at 268 pounds, he is the IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Wardlow.
The man with war in his name has carved a path of destruction much more ferocious and vicious than ever before since striking it out on his own. Now a three-time IWC champion, putting him in very elite company, but unaware of what the reset button holds for him.
Well, it could be anybody. We've still got dozens and dozens waiting for their opportunity. And what an opportunity it is. But to be the IWC World Champion, you have to go through that man.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger will be chosen via the reset button.
The luckiest man in the building is about to be revealed. Well, the man who...
The challenger is currently on the Platinum World Tour. Weighing in at 184 pounds, he is the current welterweight champion, the money weight, Dylan Bostic.
Well, Dylan Bostic started the reset button festivities by demanding a Super Indy title shot, and obviously that did not come to pass, but I think Bostic won out in the end, or in a manner of speaking.
Well, he does want another championship to pull off the three-peat.
I say he won, him being Bostic, because he received the highest honor the reset button can bestow tonight, but keep in mind the man he has to beat to attain the championship.
Well, certainly catch-22. You could be on the top of the mountain, but you got to knock off a mountain of a man in Wardlow. It wasn't you. Man, I was hoping.
Again, Bostic looking for a championship trifecta. A champion in Indiana, the champion of the welterweights, 185 pounds and under. Can he add the IWC championship to that list?
He's a champion of welterweights, a champion of a state, now he can be champion of the world. And who better than Dylan Bostic?
Why don't you ask Gordon?
I don't, he doesn't talk to me.
See, Bostic's so scared his hair's turning colors.
Well, Bostic has two, Wardlow has one. Wardlow's the man. There's no doubt about it.
And I don't think Wardlow's going to be contested for the welterweight title anytime soon.
Or the Indiana Championship, because as you know, we are not in Indiana.
That is a true statement. Sometimes I wish you'd go to Indiana and not come back. But that's the title that it's all about here tonight.
Well, maybe I was in Indiana. Maybe that's where I've been. Wardlow obviously winning this game of one-upsmanship in the eyes of the people.
We're not breaking headline news by telling you Dylan Bostic is not popular.
He's popular with me.
Case in point.
No, he doesn't. All right, now, you come to an IWC show and we got a musical. Boy, I can't wait till they do Fiddler on the Roof next.
I feel like a European football game just broke out.
Well, in that case, hey, we want some Bostic.
And good luck getting that one started.
I want to know. Oh, I can't sing Be My Girl. Rachel Bostic isn't here.
How many chances are you going to single-handedly kill in one segment?
I hate chance.
Rachel Bostic in Japan right now, 3-month tour. Wishing the best to her.
Which is also not Indiana.
Thank you for your awkward preoccupation of Indiana.
Letting the people know.
Well, you don't see me bringing that call back time and time again like that. Bostic slips in underneath. Now keep in mind, BC, these two athletes have a rich history together, one time aligned under Justin LeBell.
Obviously, the tutelage that he offered both of those have propelled them to great things. Now they're getting underneath Bostic's skin. How is he supposed to concentrate?
And a very sensitive part of his skin.
How is he supposed to concentrate on the matter at hand if they're going to be noisy?
How about not have a fragile ego?
Who has a fragile ego?
Nice takedown by 265 of IWC champion.
I mean, Bostic, he's a fashion player.
No well-adjusted individual will leave their house looking like that head to toe, let alone walk out in front of several hundred fans in a telecast going worldwide.
Well, he may have actually been given fashion by Calvin Couture.
That's even worse. Bostic a single leg, Wardlow the gut range. That's the best way to demonstrate the size differential. Bostic went for a body part. Wardlow just threw away the body.
Wardlow at this point obviously very proud, very happy with himself. Don't underestimate Dylan Bostic. We both know he can get the job done.
Former Super Indy champion. Main event and more IWC events not count right now. Training OVW, Rick Rogers, been all over North America.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Bostic says if he hears one more ball sack chant, he will leave the building and not wrestle.
Call it, Joe.
And the chant resumes.
Well, I hate to see Dylan Bostic upset and leaving. He could lose his championship title. Joe, this is just a travesty. Can these people quiet, stifle?
No. Sometimes, once in a while, wrestling events encourage fan participation. I know. Wrestling's no place to express yourself.
Thank you.
Then explain Bostic.
Right hand punch. There, I just explained it. Although
more of a jab.
It's gonna take a lot more than a jab.
If you were managing Bostic right now, what would you advise him to do?
Well, pretty much what he's doing right now. He's got to stick and move. Don't worry about the people and the words and the phrases and the things that they're yelling. Focus on the task at hand. Try and chop down the big tree. That's what you got to do.
Bostic is not well liked. He is calculated and meticulous, but a thinking man's wrestler.
I mean, if you're in there with a man who's willing to put somebody through a ring, a jab here and there is going to anger the big man.
Would you have advised that move?
I would not. That is not the best strategy against Wardlow.
Left himself vulnerable, made him mad, temper activated.
Well, Bostic is playing the long game. Unfortunately, right now, the short game is not working out, so he can get to the long game.
Saw Bostic pick a fight with John McChesney when McChesney was chosen to challenge the Super Indy Championship. Bostic now picking fights with these fans, with Wardlow, with everybody. And Wardlow giving chase.
I love that hair, by the way.
I love his hair.
Yeah.
It was like 1990s Nickelodeon threw up on him.
Well, he is all that. Well, I don't know if he's afraid of the dark, but he better be afraid of Wardlow.
Yeah. Keeps it up. Wardlow may give him a roundhouse. Bostic's picking his spot, waiting for an opening. With Wardlow, sometimes those openings don't come.
He might be waiting quite a while. At some point, at one point or another, you're going to have to take it to Wardlow. There's no other way.
Bostic looking for that single leg. Wardlow dropped down to create distance, and Bostic came through the knee that dazed Wardlow.
That's exactly what I said. He took his spot, he found an opening, and he took it. But unfortunately, Wardlow's going to recover quicker than most men.
Wardlow is sick of Bostic stalling, sick of that long game, giving chase to the floor. And the sound speaks volumes.
You were saying?
Gunshot-like reverberations. And Bostic to the eyes.
Smart move by Bostic, getting in there to break the count.
Bostic has no shame. There's nothing he won't stoop to get what he feels he deserves.
Well, you don't want to...
This is what others feel he deserves.
But don't lump me into that group of others. You know, Bostic is a misunderstood soul.
Is he now?
Yes. And I could say I would be proud to call him IWC World Champion.
Well, you're in the vocal minority. Jack for Wardlow.
Yeah, those shots taking it out of Bostic, that's just chops by Wardlow. If he gets rolling and starts throwing out kicks and suplexes. Oh! This is really going to hurt Bostic's chances right now.
You think?
That's his name.
Well, Bostic kicks free and sends Wardlow into that ring post. Hard, solid steel. Watch Bostic suicide dive to the floor.
You asked me how I would advise Bostic? Stay on him. Repeatedly, stay on him. I mean, there's not a lot short of kryptonite that's going to take down Wardlow.
Bostic takes a chance. Down across the spine.
Perhaps Dylan Bostic could be that kryptonite. Obviously, high on confidence. That's important.
That's certainly possible.
Oh, no, it's not possible. He's definitely full of confidence.
Could he be the next IWC champion?
That also is entirely possible. Wardlow is not all brawn, no brains. He's a smart wrestler when he's in that ring. He knows what his strengths are, and he utilizes them better than a lot of people. That's why he's still IWC World Champion. That's why he's held that title on numerous occasions.
Well, now that Wardlow is thinking clearly with his own mind, no distractions, no agendas, I would certainly concur with that. Bostic has been smart in keeping Wardlow off his feet. As you can see, that's been temporary. And back to the chop block.
Smart move. Wardlow on his back or with one leg is still dangerous, but not as dangerous as if he's upright, face to face.
If Wardlow can get to his feet for a sustained amount of time, I feel this tempo could turn. If Wardlow is on his back, he's not defenseless, but he's certainly compromised.
It's a Bostic good time to shimmy to Wardlow, trying to get in his head a little bit.
Be careful, you might wake him up. Ouch. Hard strikes by Swaggy D.
The money weight for a reason, Joe. You just see money. I don't mean just the color of his hair either.
Well, will he be getting those championship paychecks after tonight?
Firm control right now is Dylan Bostic.
Bostic taking that wrist tape off. We've seen that used in a diversion in the past. Referee takes the bait. Bostic capitalizes.
Well, I know. I was watching the referee with the wrist tape. Shot to the breadbasket, I believe, by Dylan Bostic.
And once again.
And I said Wardlow's a thinking man's wrestler. I think Bostic eclipses that. Always smart. See, he gave it to the referee.
On again.
That is a true competitor.
No shame, no remorse from Dylan Bostic.
That's because he's going for the IWC World Heavyweight Championship. That's the focus right
Come on, big man. I thought you were some tough guy. Come on, tough guy. Come on, tough
This might not be the smartest strategy. I don't want to...
Oh, God!
I don't want to question Dylan Bostic, but you don't want to slap the big man.
Rib crunching, skull bounces off the canvas. A burst of offense and a half from Wardlow.
You can hear all the air just rush out of Dylan Bostic.
Count out, thankfully. Bostic to his feet first, but what does he have to capitalize on that?
More waking up of the big man, unfortunately.
That was not wise.
You don't spit at a bear.
Wardlow is daring Bostic to do it again. Won't give him the opportunity. Man with war in his name unloads. Second burst of adrenaline.
Bostic was trying to block those shots, but it wasn't having the desired defense that he wanted.
Bostic the flip as Wardlow trying to charge in. Wardlow's never been a speed demon, but oh God. Bostic grabbed by his namesake.
Oh, he just bit him right on the face.
That's how high these stakes are for the IWC Championship. They will do anything. German suplex.
And he held on to it. That's the important thing. Not bad news for Bostic.
Multiple attempts here. Multiple. Look out, just released and dropped him.
Wardlow is just a beast of a man.
Well, you heard it, Wardlow. We're going to finish this thing. All day long, countered. Bostic Tried to roll through, trap the shoulders, couldn't get the momentum. Wheelbarrow suplex, Wardlow the advantage. Got him, no.
The look on Dylan Bostic's face, I thought he was out of it.
He's not doing much better than that at this point. Dazed, trying desperately to catch his breath. Wardlow, looking as strong as he's ever been.
Does not bode well for Dylan Bostic if Wardlow is going to the top rope.
And Wardlow can fly. We've seen it in the past, and so is Bostic. Won't let it happen.
Dylan Bostic not clearing Wardlow for takeoff. Oh!
Bostic is looking to elevate 265, and what could spell the end of this contest. Dylan. Daring Wardlow. And Bostic was waiting with the uppercut. Flying knee. Oh.
No, this could be it. We could have a new champ.
Knockout shot. Dylan's done it. No. Less than half a count away. I mean, new IWC champion.
Bostic seemed to be at a loss for words. He may have damaged that foot when he had landed after throwing those knees. But what a competitor, still willing to give it to him. Joe, how does IWC World Heavyweight Champion Dylan Bostic sound to you?
Well, it sounds like we'd be in for a long 2019, but Dylan's good enough to do it. Sidewalk slam. Wardlow hooks the leg. Near fall. What a gut check from both of these two athletes.
Wardlow may have thought he had him there, but Dylan Bostic has resolve. You got to give that to him. I think Bostic can make a prideful, a respectful IWC World Heavyweight Champion. The press events, the money weight.
And it's not often you see Wardlow down for an extended period of time. That shows you what Bostic is taking out of the champion.
But we saw some vicious knees. Wardlow trying to shake the cobwebs loose. And if Bostic can stay on him, can keep being aggressive, he's got a shot.
What he's doing, saw Wardlow coming in. Cross body, new champion coming, no. Bostic doing everything he can possibly do, but can't solve the puzzle, the riddle of Wardlow. Roll up, Wardlow hangs on. Can't that time, TKO. Bostic may have had tights.
Well, anything for leverage.
Working Rana. Bostic doing whatever he can, deep in the playbook, not enough.
Didn't have the ability to hook both of those tree trunk sized legs on Wardlow. You gotta wonder what you're thinking if you're Bostic at this point.
Bostic trying to elevate Wardlow. Is he going for Wardlow's signature move? Swaggy D.
Joe, there it is. Joe, we have a new champion. Get ready to say it, Joe. Get ready to say it. Here it comes.
Bostic entering history. New champion, though. Bostic's beaten many a man that way. Wardlow not to be added to that list yet.
Joe, how much closer do you got to come if you're Dylan Bostic?
Well, hey, he came close, but it might as well have been a mile away because it doesn't get him the championship.
Well, 2.9 ain't going to get it done. Bostic clearly frustrated.
Is he gone? Oh, no.
Oh.
If Dylan's disqualified, he will not win the championship. Think about this, Dylan. Wait a minute.
Oh, no, what's he doing out here?
John McChesney. Bostic got in his face in the Super Indy title reset.
Now, where was that called for? Explain that to me.
John McChesney doesn't want to see Bostic backdoor his way to a championship win.
I don't know if it was circumventing,
And
maybe.
McChesney respects Wardlow. But it only accomplished so much.
Well, you know, if at first you don't succeed, Joe, you know what you do? You try again.
Oh, God!
Where's that referee reset button?
Well, now we got no Raw. And Wardlow, undaunted. That shows you that there will be casualties when these two men get heated. No matter who gets in their whale. And Bostic into the knee of Wardlow. Knockout shot. Wardlow's got this, but there's no referee.
Well, thankfully one, these people aren't the referees. Two, they don't know that a pinfall is 3. I mean, he's out.
Maybe permanently. But Bostic from behind. Oh, Swaggy D again. A second official out here. Not like this. You gotta be kidding me. Whoa! Wardlow still with life.
Bobby Williams shows 2. I said earlier, what more do you got to do if you're Dylan Bostic? I don't think he has a kitchen sink lying around. Well, maybe he does. You don't want to rule that out if you're Dylan Bostic. Oh, now wait a minute.
Wardlow dazed but on his feet. Oh, Bostic! The momentum caused Bostic to strike himself all day long! Wardlow has done it!
Finish winner and still the IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Wardlow!
It's a celebration.
Bostic gave everything he had. And then some, every trick he could find in his book, but not enough to stop the man with war in his name.
Joe, we end 2018 the way we start 2019, and that is with Wardlow at the top of the mountain and your IWC World Heavyweight Champion. And can any man stop him?
I'm not sure if man, beast, or machine. Wait a minute. Now, here's one man that could be a candidate for that. Walking human crime scene.
Joe, obviously, I know this man, and the one thing I can tell you about Bulk Nasty is he fears no one.
The man that had the most dominant showing in the 16-bit challenge. Not happy without putting himself in the championship picture.
I'll see you next month.
Well, Joe, I asked the question, who can stop Wardlow? And I think we know the man that wants to be next to step up to the plate, and that's Bulk Nasty.
Bulk Nasty makes a statement with just his presence. He wants the IWC title. Wait a minute, there's Bulk Nasty. And that Bulk bomb.
Joe, how many times have you seen Wardlow powerbombed and laid out in the middle of the ring? And Joe, you could be looking at the future and your new IWC World Heavyweight Champion, Bulk Nasty.
The era of Wardlow officially continues, but Bulk Nasty, ready to challenge the throne. Talking about irresistible force and immovable object. If anybody can stop Wardlow, it might just be the human crime scene.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.